social media conglomerates that spread it. Our guide is Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Ressa, a Filipino-American journalist who describes the existential threat facing democracy in her new book, How to Stand Up to a Dictator.
Given how our information ecosystem has been corrupted, the world is turned upside down. Lies are rewarded, right? So imagine even in your family, if you teach your kids, if you lie, I'm going to give you a reward for it. That's what the world has been through. And it is creating a new market for human behavior, for prediction of human behavior. You know, the last time human beings were commodified was when it was our labor, the 18th and 19th century, when factories created sweatshops and you had child labor. And look, propaganda has been around forever, but you have never been able to actually micro-target at the cellular level of democracy, which is what human beings are, right? So if we don't have facts, then we can't have truth. We can't have trust. How do we have integrity of elections if we don't have integrity of facts?
She does not believe everything is necessarily lost, but does think if the defenders of facts don't man the battle stations, democracies are in for a very grim time. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, European Council President Charles Michel says he urged Chinese leader Xi Jinping to press Russia to end the war in Ukraine. Air raid sirens have sounded in every region of Ukraine amid reports that Russian fighter jets have crossed the border from Belarus. And the Prince and Princess of Wales are continuing their visit to the US today as a racism row engulfs the royal family. That's the latest feature story news. Julia Chapman reporting.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Getting started on a Thursday with my buddy Chuck Ritchie, live from Chuila.
Good morning.
Look at you, all Christmassy and stuff.
I know, right?
All right, awesome. You got the Christmas tree up. Did you do that right after Thanksgiving?
We did it over the weekend, so not quite right after, but pretty close.
All right, got it. I don't know. That's a great background. You're getting all
Thank you. Thank you.
Spirit of the season. All right, it is our normal, our Three Amigos Thursday. Alan, though, is snowed in, and luckily I have some pictures from Alan. I'm going to go ahead. This is a bonus for anybody watching online on Facebook or YouTube. Here is Alan snowed in. You can just see his little legs poking out of the snowbank. It looks like he's upside down. Wow. Ouch. He's got some skinny legs, doesn't he?
He does.
And then a few minutes...
Isn't that one of the pictures of one of the skiers up on Mount Everest?
It could be. I'm not
climbers.
Sure. All right. And then after he got out of the snowbank, here he is on his cell phone texting me. All right. If you're not watching online,
Scott, I can't make it to the show.
Yeah, it's a snowman with a cell phone. There you go. All right. So missing our Alan today, but you are stuck with me and Chuck, and we got some fun stuff for you. But before we get going, we should probably talk about weather and stuff. Now, I checked school closures to see if Chuila was running late. It is not on the list. So I am going to just refresh and recheck it. And we're going to go with that since we haven't seen anything. I haven't got a text. Everything probably, more than likely, running on time. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, let's assume, I guess.
We're going to have to assume that. I do see most of the schools on the list in the area, for outside of the Chuila area, running 2 hours late. That includes Loon Lake. I do see closures still at Deer Park and then at Riverside in Chattaroy. Looks like they're going to be having another snow day. So it says closed for Deer Park. Buses not running. Same deal for Chattaroy. I'm not seeing anything from Kettle Falls. And like I said, said Loon Lake running 2 hours late. Mary Walker School District also running 2 hours late. So that means we can do the breakfast deal for the kids for the first day of December. They get a breakfast stick. I've always wondered what that is. A variety of cereal, fruit, fresh fruit, fruit juice. And then for lunch today in the Chewilla School District, it's going to be a dangerous one. It's burrito, bean, and cheese burrito day. There you go. Also, you get a side of chili with beans. And if that's not enough beans, how about some green beans? It's bean day. Fresh
hundreds
veggies.
of kids and put them in a small building and give them beans. Genius.
This is just, adding to our methane problem. Fresh veggies, carrots, fruit, fresh fruit, and choice of milk. And they're also going to throw in some salsa with that. So there you go. There is your breakfast and lunch. Let me get that window closed for the school closures and roll out some weather. High today, 31 with a 60% chance of more snow showers. I don't see a total for accumulation. Few clouds tonight, all the way down to 8. So any melting that gets today is going to cause like some really, really icy conditions tonight.
Rock hard.
Yeah. Friday, 24 and 16 cloudy skies. Saturday, just a 25% chance of snow for tomorrow. Saturday, a 10% chance, 31 and 12, mostly sunny skies. Partly cloudy Sunday, 27 and 9 with a 10% chance of snow. 12% on Monday with a high of 21 and a low 11. So you guys got some really chilly, definitely in the overnight too. And as I mentioned yesterday, if you're living in a mobile home or something, don't forget to leave some water running and check those heat tapes.
Yeah, definitely. But as far as being outside in it, I think the lately it's been that 32 degree type weather, where it's been wet. And I'd rather have the real cold. It seems like it's easier to keep warm,
You think so?
Right. When it gets cold and humid like that, you just it just goes straight to your bones,
Now you texted me last night that you hurt yourself clearing snow yesterday a little bit, a little stiff today.
Just a little sore. That's all. I didn't hurt myself. Just
okay. Well, I
overdid it a little bit.
Overdid it, and that's the easy thing to do for us. You're almost to that point where you're an older guy now. You know that, right?
I know, right?
All right.
I know.
So I hacked your Ring camera yesterday, and I know your problem. I could see you out in the driveway on your belly with a spoon.
Oh.
That is not a way to shovel snow. That's why it took you all day.
Big spoon.
It's a big spoon.
More of a ladle, really.
Huh. What's he doing? He's clearing the driveway with a ladle. Okay, sorry. All right, let's see events. We got a few of those coming up. It is a First Thursday Art Walk. Going to be a beautiful evening. Bundle up and enjoy walking the streets of Chewilla and checking out the cool art. For Saturday, big deal, city sidewalks. Now, this is an annual event for the city of Chewilla. If you're outside of the city or maybe even listening online, you might want to fly there. Mm-hmm. Okay. What happens is there's carolers, of course, shopping, right? Hot cocoa, free drawings, candy canes, live music, dance performances, tractor rides, another art show, and, of course, Santa Claus will be making a visit, too. Also, in conjunction with this, and this happens Saturday between 10 and 3 on the streets of Chewilla, downtown area, Christmas Craft Fair. That is our Chewilla Farmers Market. They do this every year as well and kind of join in the city sidewalks. They'll be set up between the Senior Center and the Aaron Huff Memorial Center. And they're going to have artisans, bakers, live music, cookies, apple cider, fun drawings. Also, of course, going between 10 and 3. That's your Chewilla Farmers Market. And then another nonprofit group joining in the festivities, and that is the Chewilla Creative District. You're part of that, right, Chuck?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. They're having Christmas with Chewville, and they've actually brought in the Grinch, which I heard lives in, like, Moses Lake or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So the Grinch
on the hill up on top of the lake.
So the Grinch and his dog, and even Cindy Lou who is going to be there. So,
indeed,
big kickoff to the holiday season on the streets of Chewilla. If Thanksgiving wasn't enough for you. All right,
it's going to be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people put a lot into this year,
and it seems to get better and better each year too. Another note going on. This one is a silent auction happening at Washington Federal Bank, and this is Providence St. Joseph Hospital, raising funds for 3 local health occupation scholarships. Me and Mike covered this pretty thoroughly yesterday. It's running through the 13th, and they will close the silent auctions at 10:45 on December 13th. Previous support has gone to 2-year renewable Jenkins High School graduate scholarships and an annual EMS training scholarship. Let's see. During COVID, they say they supported local health, occupation, and education and awarded $7,500 in scholarships each year. So very, very cool.
Very
You can
cool.
support
Very,
them
very cool.
by visiting that Washington Federal Bank lobby and taking part in the silent auction. I think that's all the news and local stuff going on that's in your direct future. I did miss there is a chamber meeting on Friday morning at 7 o'clock at the casino as well. All right, before we get into news headlines, something special this morning. He worked on it all night long. It's Chuck Ritchie with some bad jokes. I call it Bad Jokes with Chuck.
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
you know, when I see the names of lovers engraved on a tree, I just don't find it cute or romantic. I just think it's weird how many people take knives with them on dates.
Huh. That is kind of creepy
I mean-
if you think about it.
I mean, not too weird. I generally have like a utility knife on me, but I'm married, so it doesn't count.
But yeah, if you're out on a date and maybe it's only your like third one and you're going to carve something into a tree because you're having fun and he pulls
whip
out a
out a
knife, or the girl pulls out a knife. You never know. That's kind of spooky.
Right.
All right.
And that's a red flag.
All right. So there's that park in Spokane down by Peaceful Valley where people put padlocks on the bridge. So that's kind of weird. Have you seen that one? I mean, if you walk across the
haven't-
bridge, it's
No,
just tons of padlocks everywhere. And I guess you put the padlock on, and then when you break up, you can go open it up or take it off. I've got like 4 or 5 padlocks there that are open.
I knew there was one in what was it, in Seattle? There's a big one, right? Somewhere.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That they do the same thing?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's not in Seattle. I don't remember.
All right.
There's another big one where there's a bridge and the whole thing is just like solid padlocks.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. What else you got, Chuck?
Well, I know that you're not liked, and it's an unfortunate thing. But every time I've seen you at a party or something, and you always get handed the camera when people want a group photo. I mean, at least you make yourself useful.
That's right. Yeah. Why am I not in any of those photos? Huh.
I don't know.
Hold on. I think I know.
The ugly people know who they are.
Thanks.
You're not ugly, Scott. We
Thanks,
love you.
Chuck. Thanks. That's not what you just said, but thanks anyways.
I know.
All right.
But did you know that I have a fish that can break dance?
You do?
Yeah. It's just for 20 seconds and only once. But man, look at that thing go.
Hold on. That deserves a rim shot, too.
Wow. Hey, Scott.
Yes.
What's the last thing that goes through a fly's head as it hits the windshield of a car going to 70 miles an hour?
I don't know.
It's butt.
That's bad, Chuck. Wow.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Why are your friends a lot like snow?
I don't know.
If you pee on them, they disappear.
Oh. It's true, though. It's true.
I guess it depends on how close you are. My mom once told me that one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Huh?
Yeah, it turns out I'm adopted. Ouch.
Yeah.
I am not. Sorry to all the adopted people out there. It's just a joke.
Just a joke. Bad one.
Yeah. So my wife told me the other day she wants another baby.
Okay.
Whew. And I was like, oh, that's a relief because I don't like the ones we already have. That is not true.
Kids aren't listening, are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Good,
No, they're
good,
not. No,
good,
they're not.
Good.
So, Scott, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
I don't know.
A stick.
Dad joke.
That was bad.
That was
That
bad.
was bad. Those are some good ones.
All
Those
right.
were good.
All right. Anything else? Anything else? Any other jokes?
That's all the jokes I got right now.
You ended with the stick joke. All right, there you go.
I ended with a stick joke. Yeah.
Dad jokes with Chuck Ritchie. There you go.
You know, I keep thinking of really good dad jokes. Like I hear a good one or I see one, and then I'm like, "Ooh, I gotta remember that for the next show." And then they're just gone. Always. I need to like keep a notebook.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So round of applause. I imagine that was tough. All right. I'd get a new writer though. Just
Right.
saying. All right.
I think we'll keep the one we got.
A few news headlines this morning. Not only Ukraine looking at a bleak winter because of the war, Russians are getting increasingly angry as they're being plunged into a bleak winter as well. Power outages, heating failures, and already people freezing to death. Well, President Vladimir Putin is choosing to spend hundreds of billions of dollars, doing his illegal war in Ukraine instead of helping his own citizens. Many remote regions where conditions are at their worst, people are being forced to contribute the most to the war via conscription drives that strip healthy young men out of the local workforce and forcibly send them to their deaths on the front line. So, they need to get all up in arms, I guess, like Iran and China are right now if they're gonna promote change. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, it's sad when you see that kind of stuff, but I kind of hope it continues, especially in Iran and China. It'd be nice for people to actually take back their countries.
Right. It really would. Yeah. And maybe if China sort of adjusts a little bit, maybe they'll stop back in Russia, and someone might be able to do something about it without having to worry about China coming down on their back.
Unfortunately, there's still some people out there that think that should happen in America too, but we won't get into that. All right. Herschel Walker ahead of next week on the 8th, the runoff election for Georgia. It isn't that big of a deal because no matter what happens, the Democrats, what do they still have? It's the House they have by one or the Senate?
The Senate.
The Senate they have by one. So they'll at least keep that, but everybody is watching this one, and Herschel Walker may have sank his own boat now ahead of that January 8th runoff election because some video has come up, and somebody also unearthed this before that say he lists his prime residence in Texas.
It's Texas.
And then now that they came out and said that yesterday, today they actually have video of him saying, I live in Texas, twice. All right. U.S. Constitution says senators must be 30 years old, a citizen for 9 years, and shall, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state for which they will be chosen. Now, that's kind of a gray area. It says shall when elected. Mm-hmm. So, what is the length of time there? So that's kind of iffy, but it's, throwing more mud into that since he actually has, in several different places, they note in the story that where he actually has listed that his state of resident is Texas. So how could you be a congressman, a Senate leader from Georgia? So
right. He's even been doing his interviews in his house in Texas, where he lives.
That's probably a bad idea, right?
What? Yeah.
Well, he doesn't appear to be the smartest guy. So he's like, well, I played football in Georgia. Doesn't that count? Yeah.
No, Herschel Walker does not.
All right. Not to be outdone, and this story, you've heard the I don't know, conspiracy theories about the Chinese having a base on the dark side of the moon, but possibly not, because they're working really hard on their own space station. Let's see. They call it the Divine Vessel. It was Shenzhou 15, and its 3 passengers lifted off yesterday and heading into space. Let's see. Shenzhou is the last of 11 missions, including 3 prior crewed missions that began in April of 2021, needed to assemble what they call the Celestial Palace. I don't know how to say that in Chinese, but that's what it transfers to. Trio will take over.
Why don't you give it a shot?
No, thank you. Trio will take over from the Shenzhou 14 crew, who arrived early in June. Previous crew members are expected to return to Earth in early December after a 1-week handover that also establishes the station's ability to temporarily sustain 6 astronauts, which is another record for the Chinese space program. It is currently has a T shape. I don't know if you can see it from the ground like you can our International Space Station. It comes by like every hour and 18 minutes, and you can see it quite well. Station has a lifespan of at least a decade, and they're going to conduct over 1,000 scientific experiments, from studying how plants adapt in space to how fluids behave in microgravity. So pretty cool stuff. I love the space stuff, so that's kind of why I always cover it.
You know, we talk about it a lot, and we talk about Star Trek a lot, and I really think I think the potential is there for space in whatever form it ends up being. Space exploration, space stations, whatever, I think is a good opportunity for nations to sort of come together and work together.
Yes, and there's actually a law that we can't share information with the Chinese. So let's see if I can find it here. It's in the story. It says they are banned by U.S. law, NASA is, from any collaboration, direct or indirect, with the Chinese Space Agency.
Wow.
I think that's kind of hindering, because I mean that's one place where we've shown, even with Russia in the past, real camaraderie in space, by having joint expeditions up to the International Space Station and stuff. So that's kind of disappointing that everybody's not sharing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe that'll change. I think something's going to happen that's going to make us have to work together, and it's going to involve probably doing something in space. That's what I imagine.
And I'm going to say they don't have a base on the dark side of the moon if they're working so hard on a space station in orbit. Just a guess.
Well, and everybody knows that's the Nazis that live on the dark side of the moon.
I've seen the movie. They have their
encampment.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
You mean the documentary?
Yes. All right.
Yes.
More shooting violence. Attempted shooting violence. Texas attorney accused of trying to shoot his ex-girlfriend at a bar where she worked. In the video, he can be seen walking up to the bar, placing a satchel down in front of him. He appears to speak for a moment, then pulls a handgun out of the satchel and aims it at a woman who Austin police say is his ex-girlfriend. But before he can fire, a man sitting on the stool beside him lunges, and shots go wild in the video. So it's amazing nobody got hurt. They struggle. A second patron rushed into the fray and helps wrestle the attorney to the ground. Here is the stupid part. And Texas and their gun laws sometimes. You know, this was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I would call it almost attempted murder. He's already out on bail. The attorney. He's already out on bail. He committed a violent crime with a gun, and maybe he was friends with the judge. Russia's bond was set at, that's his last name, $40,000. Bail is typically 10% of the bond, so he got out on $4,000 a day later.
Wow. People
should be scared, and community people in Austin are up in arms that this judge let him go after basically attempting. So I mean, he's still a danger. I can't believe that. I'm dumbfounded.
Wow.
Yeah, scary. All right, another one. This happened at a food bank in Georgia. Police were chasing a man, and somebody came into the food bank and said there was a man with a gun in the parking lot, and a vet went out who happened to have his gun on him. They said workers can see him load a chamber in his gun, and he went out in the parking lot and held him at bay till the police got there.
Wow.
So kind of like a couple good gun stories, you know, where maybe a disaster was averted in a way. The one at the bar sounds really, really dangerous.
But it's at a food bank.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Did you tell him there's no money at the food bank?
Right. Was it an attempt? Would you say it was an attempted robbery?
No, he was a guy with a gun in the parking lot. So I guess police were looking for him. He must have did something somewhere else. They didn't say in the story.
Was it like an off-brand of macaroni and cheese they were handing out or something?
You never know nowadays what might set somebody off.
Yeah.
On to Warren County, Idaho, Chuck, Ohio. I always get the two confused. Ohio drivers got a bit of an early Christmas bonus on Tuesday after pulling over and grabbing money that spilled out onto Interstate 71. ABC station there, WHIO, reported that the chaotic scene happened about 3:45 in the afternoon Tuesday. Drivers were seen pulling over, getting out of their vehicles, and grabbing cash off the interstate. Dispatches from Warren County Sheriff's Office told deputies in the field that there were reports of money on the highway near I-71 and SR-48. State police also responded to the scene to assist because traffic was snarled due to the cash grab. TV station said it's not known how the money ended up on the interstate, but county dispatchers said they received reports of a guy with a backpack throwing it from the vehicle, and it was full of cash. All right, here's this.
Was it Elon Musk and his Tesla? Just giving the rest of it away?
Woohoo! Merry Christmas! Just to cause chaos. Here's the bad part. Video obtained from the Ohio Department of Transportation shows people on the highway, including law enforcement officers, picking up the cash.
That's awesome. You know, that kind of stuff never happens to me.
Like driving behind the Brinks truck and the door swings open and the money just all dumps out on your hood.
Like just a bag full, and you don't even have to stop. Just reach out and grab it and keep driving.
All right.
That'd be great.
More testifying at for the January 6th committee. They're trying to get as much in while they can before the Republicans shut it down when they take control in January. This one is the Secret Service agent Tony Ornato, who they tried to interview before but wasn't cooperative. But now they have bombshell testimony of a White House aide who testified that Ornato told her and a right Trump physically accosted another agent who refused to drive him to the Capitol as the violent attack unfolded. There are quotes of President Trump using bad words and saying, "I'm the blank president, take me to the Capitol." This could be very damaging for him wanting to be there. Unsure of what he will testify to today, where he's refused to make comments before. I think if you're a member of the Secret Service, isn't it your right to tell the truth? I mean, your duty to tell the truth?
Mm-hmm. One would think.
And if he doesn't, he should lose his job. Tell the truth.
Absolutely.
And if he's, and I'd say these guys that come into this and refuse to talk, well, what are you hiding if you're not going to answer questions? You're obviously hiding something.
Right.
All right. More trouble in Hawaii, too. Have you seen the pictures from the lava oozing out of Mauna Loa volcano?
I haven't seen it, but I heard that 2 of them went off at the same time.
And people are like flocking to Hawaii to watch, which is dangerous because there's like shards of glass in the air.
Oh, look, a volcano. I want to go see.
Yeah, they can get in your eyes and your skin. Local officials say now it's inching closer to a main highway, so they're getting kind of worried. Where at first they were saying it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, that reminds me of people that see a bear and like, let's get out of the car and take a picture.
And that's how I got mauled by that bear.
Just stay where you are.
That's right.
Watch it on the news.
All right. Scientists in the Energy Department's Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory have discovered a new magnetic field setup that has tripled energy output of their fusion reactor. So they're saying they are one step closer to making fusion, which, when they get to that, now space travel's really cruising.
Mm-hmm.
So look for more.
One step closer to a warp drive.
That's right. And, people that say we shouldn't be spending all this money on space travel. Our planet's dying. Have you not noticed? Maybe the answer's out there, or maybe there's another planet for us to destroy.
Right. Yeah, plus, explore. We're humans. It's what we do. We want to explore and spread out and see what's out there.
Yeah. All right. I think we need to do more in the bottom of the ocean, too. I mean, I know they are, but I think there's a lot of hidden secrets and maybe cures to ailments. It's like I have another friend who's always complains about them mowing down the Amazon because we found so many cures to diseases out of plants there already. If we destroy it all, what's going to be left?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Chiming in this morning, Becky said it liked our picture of Alan with his feet sticking out of the snow. And then her and Marion are having some kind of side conversation. All right. Chinese president called for this is positive. Chinese president yesterday called for efforts to bring calm to the war in Ukraine in talks with the European Council, a sign that Beijing may be trying to address one of the biggest points of friction they have with Europe is not putting Russia in their place, maybe assisting them too much. Their biggest assists right now coming from China and India, which, kind of surprised by the India thing, but not really. Sad.
That is kind of surprising.
It is. But I think that would do a lot to end that if China took a strong stance against that. Plus, as being a superpower to come out and say war is wrong, that's a good thing. And I think they really need to hardline that one.
Well, I think a lot of the reasons why countries aren't jumping in and helping the Ukraine is because they have the backing of these, countries like China, big, massive countries.
Yeah. Don't want to
And I
step
think
on.
if
And
China-
Russia's got all
if-
that fuel.
Right.
They're scared of what could happen. So.
Right.
All right, sad news department, singer-songwriter, keyboardist Christine McVie, best known for her long tenure in the massively successful classic rock band Fleetwood Mac, has passed away. She penned some of the Fleetwood Mac's biggest radio hits, Don't Stop, You Make Lovin' Fun, Say You Love Me, Hold Me, Everywhere, and Little Lies. She wrote all of those songs for the band, passed away on Wednesday at age 79.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She had a couple solo works too, and maybe a couple solo hit albums. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I was all excited. Saw, it's like a Cyber Monday deal online. It's a Cyber Monday deal still going on Amazon, and they're actually selling tiny houses. So I click on the link, sold out.
Oh,
Yeah, they were selling little tiny houses for your backyard, for a man shed or a she shed, and they're $3,000. And I clicked on it just to look at them. Already sold out, so that didn't last very long.
$3,000.
But apparently
Wow.
the advertising works. It's probably a paid ad that showed up on Yahoo saying, "Look what they've got,"
Right.
and they're already sold out of them. So somebody's getting rich, and it's not me.
Wow, that's just about what I paid for my tiny little shed kit that I had to build myself.
That's right. Well, you would have had to put this together yourself too. I'm sure
Okay,
it would have
okay.
come in a box, and if it's like things from IKEA, it was probably missing a few screws,
Right.
things that are important to put it together.
That just adds to the fun.
Yeah. Have you ever done that for your kids for the holidays? You're putting something together and there's a missing part.
Almost every year.
Yeah. There goes a little Christmas moment. Thanks, IKEA.
Right.
And then when you call them,
We're sorry. You've reached an imaginary number. Please rotate your phone 90 degrees and try again.
Or you have to drive to Seattle, but then at least there's meatballs.
and then Jesse James, that the reality show. I think he does something with cars. I've never watched him because he's so scary looking. But he was married to Sandra Bullock, and they got
Yep.
divorced because he cheated on her. And then he married an adult star named Bonnie Rotten, and now she's saying he cheated on her too. And I'm thinking,
Wait,
your name's Bonnie Rotten. You're asking to be cheated on.
and literally a porn star.
Huh. Okay, world's a strange place. All right. Let's move on to, how about some trivia, Chuck? Why don't you ask me today's trivia questions, and I've got a few for you if you head to today's prep sheet. There we go.
Okay, I will. I got it.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
And today it's Scott and Chuck.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right. Want to lead off, Chuck?
Yeah, I accidentally closed my screen. There we go. I got it back.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Around 65% of U.S. households subscribe to at least two of these.
Well, it wouldn't be security systems, so subscriptions. I'm going to say it's a streaming service.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. That is correct.
Too easy. Okay, we'll start off with an easy one for you. All right.
Okay.
Typical American will drink 27 gallons of what this year?
Eggnog. No.
You imagine? That should be like a Guinness Book World Record. How much eggnog you can drink in the month of December? I got 27 gallons. And I look like a snowman.
And you'd gain about 40 pounds from that.
All right. So it's something, it's a morning drink. Super easy.
Coffee.
Yeah. 27 gallons of coffee this year.
Cheers.
I think, you got a big cup like me. I think I'm like, because I drink this tanker every morning, I'm sure I'm way over 27 gallons.
This is just a normal size. This is my daughter's Pokemon mug.
Okay.
I like
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. He says it's his daughter's, but it's not. It's not. All right. Hit me.
Okay. Let's see. About 20,000 of these are submitted each year in Hollywood.
Me Too complaints.
Wow.
Sorry. Sorry.
That's way more than 20,000.
Way more. Those are rookie numbers in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say movie ideas.
I'll give it to you. Movie scripts. Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Very
that's
good. Very
close,
good. Very
pretty
good.
close. Okay. Less than 5% of people who are able to do this actually do. And this is something that saves lives. Less than 5% of people who are able to do this actually do.
Give CPR.
No.
No. Okay. I don't know.
It's very important to the safety of others. And only 5% of people do it.
Oh, I was gonna say have car insurance, but a lot more than 5% do that.
Nobody makes me bleed my own
blood.
Yes, blood donation. Only 5%.
Blood donation.
Only 5% of people.
Only 5%.
Only
Wow.
5%.
Gosh, it's been a long time since I've done it. I should go do it again.
Yeah, it makes you feel guilty, doesn't it?
Right?
All right.
Done that in years. Oh, so who said it, Scott?
Okay.
The quote is, "I don't drink much alcohol. If it doesn't taste like cotton candy or sparkles, I usually don't drink it." And that would be Taylor Swift, Dolly Parton, Michelle Obama, or Tom Hanks.
I'm going to wish it was Tom Hanks. But I have a feeling just because, the comment in Sparkles, I'm going to say it's Taylor Swift.
That would be correct.
And that was the easy guess. It was easy guess.
I was kind of hoping that would be Dolly Parton when I first read it.
Oh, we had a good Dolly Parton joke yesterday, but I'm not going to do it again. All right. Texas has the most with 584. Vermont has the fewest with 6. It's a department store. What department store is it?
Dude, I can't even remember the name of a department store right now. I'm gonna go with because it's the only one that comes to mind, Macy's.
No, much more widespread than Macy's would be.
Walmart.
Yes.
Okay.
584 Walmarts in Texas. I mean, I know it's a big state, but that's ridiculous. And,
that's crazy.
Vermont apparently has shut them out with just 6. All right.
Wow. See, Walmart. When I hear the term department store, it makes me think of like Macy's or what are, I don't know. I can't even remember not Sears, but Walmart makes me think of like a low end grocery store.
And
with other stuff.
I'm amazed that Vermont has just 6. I know every town in Maine seems to have, if it's around 4,000 people, they've got a Walmart. And we have the world's smallest Walmart. And it just as a point of reference, it's smaller than the Chihuahua Safeway.
Really?
I've never seen anything. Yeah, it's ridiculously small.
I've seen some of those. We saw one in our travels that was maybe the size of a Dollar General. like it was this tiny little box, like no bigger than like my house,
Yeah. And if you want to shop online, they won't even ship it to the store because they don't have a warehouse.
Wow.
So it's kind of, if you go there like after 8, the aisles are all filled with pallets. You can't even walk around and shop. Because I guess they have no warehouse. They have to put it, when it comes off the truck, it has to go right into the store. Kind of funny.
Wow. When I was a kid in Wasilla in Alaska, we had a Walmart that came in that was one of those little tiny ones, and it lasted about 2 years before they went ahead and built a big one right across the street.
Huh. All right. Did you have another one for me?
I do. I have a hey Scott, Spy the Lie.
Oh, these are tough.
Yeah. Spy the Lie.
Okay.
Women's room have been found to have many more germs than men's. Afghanistan is the only country whose name begins with A but doesn't end in an A. And Kermit the Frog is left-handed. Spot the lie.
Kermit the Frog left-handed.
That is true. He is left-handed.
How can a puppet be left or right-handed?
Yeah, the lie is Afghanistan is not the only country whose name begins with an A and doesn't end in an A. Azerbaijan, I don't even know how to pronounce that, As Azerbaijan doesn't end in an A.
Okay. All right. So women's bathrooms are more germy than men's.
They are. And as a plumber who worked in a university in the dorms, I can 100% true. No question. I've done that for decades.
Ladies. All right. Find the fake town, Chuck. Which one is it? Beaverville, Illinois, Tater, Ontario, or Gripe, Arizona?
I'm going to go with Tater, Ontario.
Tater, Ontario is the fake town, which means there's actually a town in Arizona, of course, filled with old people called Gripe.
No, you might have stumped me if it had been Tater, Idaho.
Ooh, that would be a really good one, huh? Wow.
Well, there probably is a Tater in Idaho, I would imagine.
I think there's a lot of
there's
a lot of
there
taters
should
in
be.
Idaho. All right, let's see. Do you have anything else for me?
I don't.
All right. I got a couple extra here I'm going to throw out at you, all right?
Okay.
All right. More than anything else, women carry money, including credit cards and a checkbook, in their purses. The next most popular items are gum and mints and tissues and lip balm and what?
As you were saying that, lipstick went through my head, but does that count as lip balm?
That is not what I'm looking for, no.
What are the other things you listed?
So, credit cards, checkbook, gum and mints, tissues, lip balm, and what is the next most popular item?
A compact.
No, sir. Looking for pain relievers.
Pain relievers. Okay.
As you know, they always have a headache.
That's true. I know my wife doesn't carry a purse, so I don't have reference for that.
All right. I've done this before, but it is December 1st, the beginning of the holiday season, so it is the Christmas Towns quiz. Chuck, I'm going to name a town. You tell me if it's real or made up. Christmas, Florida.
Real.
North, and I'm not going to stop you unless you get one wrong. North Pole, Alaska.
I've been there. That's real.
Woo. Is it all Christmassy all year long there? North Pole, Alaska?
No, it's just kind of like Fairbanks. Okay. It's really not. I think they try. They make an effort. It's a fun place.
All right. Santa Claus, Indiana.
False.
It is real.
Oh, okay.
All right. Santa Claus, Georgia.
We go with false again.
I mean, it's real too.
Wow.
That's kind of weird. A town named Santa
weird.
Claus. All right. Jingle Bell, South Dakota.
I'm going to go fake on that one.
It is fake. Snowstorm, Alaska.
Woo. That's fake.
Snowflake, Arizona.
That's real.
It is. Noel, Missouri.
I'm going to go with real on that one.
And last one. Let's see how good you do. You're doing really good. Rudolph, Wisconsin.
That is real.
It is real. How did you know that one?
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it before. All right.
Yep.
All right.
I haven't been there, but heard of it.
What can we change Chihuahua to?
I think we should become a Halloween town.
A Halloween town. All right.
I think we should pick a theme and go with Halloween.
Spooky Washington, huh?
That's right.
Maybe. Let's see. Just a couple more here. Per capita, Washington, D.C. has more of these than any other city in the world.
Can I say that on the radio?
No. So these would be a type of assistant that may be a congressperson, somebody at the Capitol.
Interns.
Yes, interns.
Mm-hmm.
Unpaid. Unpaid interns. All right. You know what I'm thinking. Americans in Pacific states, California, Oregon, Washington, buy more of these than any other region of the U.S. It's something you can hold in your hand.
Avocados.
No. Something a lot of people don't hold in the hands anymore. They get them another way.
DVDs.
No, but you're slightly warm.
Something you...
And a lot of stores that used to sell these specifically have closed down. Went out of business.
Games.
Video games. No, looking for books. And
Books,
apparently
books,
California,
books.
Oregon,
Oh.
and Washington might buy more actual books than any other states. I wonder why that is.
It's probably because of our house.
All right. Couple more fake towns and then a Spy the Lie before we go to break, Chuck. Which is the fake town? Boring, Maryland, Lint, New Jersey, or Ding Dong, Texas?
I'm going to go with Lint, New Jersey.
And you'd be absolutely correct. That is the fake town, which means there's actually a Ding Dong, Texas.
That is.
Isn't that where the
Yep.
isn't that where the
That
Bushes
is fitting.
isn't that where the Bushes live?
Probably. Isn't that where Herschel Walker's from?
He's broadcasting from there right now.
From Ding Dong.
All right, your chance to spy the lie. The last American president to sport facial hair was William Howard Taft, who left office in 1913. He had a mustache. Chili is the official state dish of Texas, or the first Hummer manufactured for civilian use was sold in 1992 to Mick Jagger. Which one's the lie?
I'm going to go with the Hummer because that was actually bought by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And you are exactly right again. Big round of applause for Chuck. He is a trivia pro. He's actually won competitions with some friends, haven't you?
Me, a few times, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Well, that's usually because I'm sitting next to my wife. But
And she's a plethora of information. So,
She is.
so you cheat, and she gives you the answers.
it depends. It depends.
All right, when we come back, we're going to have a little bit of today in history, some news and nuggets, and we always wrap up the show with odd news, but you got to stay right here. Northern Lights Public Radio, we are KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for December the 1st, 2022. I'm Mike Clifford. Today is World AIDS Day, an annual observance to support people living with HIV and to remember those who have died from the virus and encourage others to get tested. More now from our Danielle Smith.
In Georgia, the most recent figures indicate close to 2,000 people were newly diagnosed with HIV in 2020. Dr. Laura Cheevers with the HIV/AIDS Bureau of the federal government's Health Resources and Services Administration says HIV is preventable. Her agency's Ryan White HIV/AIDS program has provided these resources to more than 50% of Georgians diagnosed with HIV.
We should not have anyone newly diagnosed with HIV because we can prevent it among people who are not yet infected, and among people who have HIV, we can really prevent them from transmitting it. In Georgia, in 2020, there were about 57,500 people living with HIV.
Cheever says at the start of the pandemic, fewer people were getting tested for HIV, so the number of new cases dropped.
And citing a religious exemption, Edward Waters University, a private historically black school in Jacksonville, Florida, has shut down its faculty union.
The news came weeks after the university announced the inaugural leader of its A. Philip Randolph Institute, named after a prominent African-American labor leader who led a successful campaign in 1925 to organize a union of Pullman workers. But today, Dr. Felicia Wider-Lewis, a former associate professor at Edward Waters, says she had to leave the school. She claims the infrastructure deteriorated over the years and efforts to bargain with university leaders for better conditions failed.
And I'm not trying to disparage the college in any means way, but we were fighting for our rights, basically, for shared governance, to have better wages and working conditions, all the things that everybody wants,
The university declined to comment for this story, but in a statement to the news organization, The Tributary, it cited the National Labor Relations Board's 2020 decision not to have jurisdiction over religious schools. I'm Tremel Gomes.
Now from the Associated Press, the U.S. House moved urgently to head off the looming nationwide rail strike Wednesday, passing a bill that would bind companies and workers to a settlement that was reached back in September but rejected by some of the 12 unions involved. The AP reports the measure passed by a vote of 290 to 137 and now heads to the Senate. If approved there, it will be signed by President Joe Biden, who urged the Senate to act swiftly. This is PNS. Arizona is currently in last place nationwide in terms of nursing home residents and staff being up to date on their COVID-19 boosters.
Up to date means a person has gotten the new bivalent shot or has completed the primary series of vaccines or boosters within the last 2 months. In Arizona, 22% of nursing home residents and only about 15% of staff are up to date. Alex Juarez with AARP Arizona says with numbers like that, these facilities could continue being disproportionately affected by the virus.
This is extremely concerning because we're going into the winter season, and as we know it, this winter season is probably going to be a double whammy because we're going to have the flu season, probably at a higher percentage rate than in previous years, and COVID is still prevalent or still around.
According to the dashboard, the rate of COVID-related nursing home deaths and cases were on the rise across the country through October. Since the pandemic began, almost 2,600 Arizona nursing home residents have died from COVID-19. I'm Alex Gonzalez reporting.
And the nation is beefing up its power grid for the transition to fueling everything from cars to home cooling systems with electricity and addressing hazards along the way.
Engineers say they're ready to implement a common-sense solution for stopping the sparks from power lines that have led to destructive wildfires, including the one that burned down the entire town of Paradise, California. Paul Shanowski with the climate consulting firm Resilient Analytics says burying distribution lines underground would essentially eliminate the risk of sparking wildfires.
Most people would agree that other than places where you have very high flood danger, that's a great option. Why aren't we doing it when other countries are? Bottom line, cost. Who's going to pay for it?
Shanowski calls President Joe Biden's infrastructure legislation a good start. I'm Eric Galatas.
Finally, Suzanne Potter lets us know a big win for Native American tribal communities and conservation groups on Wednesday as President Biden announced he intended to create a new national monument in southern Nevada.
Avikwame, also known as Spirit Mountain, comprises 450,000 acres near Laughlin. Ashley Hemmers is an administrator with the Fort Mojave Indian tribe. She says the area is the human-speaking tribe's holiest site.
My grandmother, who is in her late 80s, I went to her house to go watch it with her, and we were both in tears because we didn't know that this could be possible, that we would be able to save the point of our creation to make sure that it's respected and honored.
As part of the Tribal Nations Summit, the administration announced more than a dozen new initiatives to strengthen Indian country. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. You can hear us at great radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chihuahua Flooring. Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like Southwind, Deltile, Mannington, and Mohawk. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com. Call 509-935-8021 or via email through chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County. Your KCHW Morning Show made possible by a donation from Paul Mayer's Flowery Trail Cafe. The Flowery Trail Coffee House has changed hands. The new cafe still features familiar drive-through and coffee options, but also has added new breakfast items like biscuits and gravy, chorizo burritos, French toast, gluten-free pancakes, and more. The Flowery Trail Cafe strives to use as many locally sourced ingredients as possible and has a variety of healthy food options too. They're open Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 6 to 2, Saturday from 7 to 3, Sundays from 8 to 3, and they're closed on Wednesday and Thursday. For more information, you can call them at 509-936-9140. Visit them at 6 West Webster Avenue in Chewelah or online at flowerytrailcafe.com.
Season's greetings from New Health. Everyone knows how important it is to stay healthy during the holiday season. How are you going to visit family, bake cookies, or join in on the other fun holiday festivities if you are not feeling well? Let New Health help. Our medical care teams offer in-person visits, curbside care, and virtual visits. Schedule today for a new patient appointment. Contact New Health at 509-935-6004. That's 509-935-6004 to schedule today, or visit our website at newhealth.org for a location nearest you. New patients are welcome, and most insurance plans are accepted, including Medicare, Apple Health Plans, TRICARE, and private insurance. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
This is KCHW, Chewelah, 102.7 FM.
And we're back. It's KCHW Chewelah. Thanks for being here and listening to the morning show. You got Scott and Chuck. If you're watching online, you can see that we are missing our third amigo, Alan, still apparently stuck in the snowbank. You can see his little legs poking out right there. Poor
Exactly.
Alan. Should we drive up to Kettle and save him?
Nah.
He'll be back next week. All right.
I don't think my Prius would make it.
You can plow snow with that. Put a big shovel on it. I got a picture. I need to post it. I parked my little Dodge in front of our snow blade that goes on the truck. So it looks, at the angle I took the shot, it looks like I have attached a snowplow to a Dodge Dart.
Actually, I do have a 4x4 Dodge, but I don't hardly ever drive it because it gets terrible gas mileage. But
5 miles a gallon.
I took it out yesterday and drove around in this stuff, and it was raring to go, man.
All right.
It was fun.
It is kind of fun. My favorite in the snow, always a Jeep Cherokee. They're like, or a Ford Explorer. I found those two vehicles to be unbeatable in the snow. All right. Let's move on to Bits and Breaks. I think I sent you an email with some funny stuff on it, Chuck, or maybe mildly funny, hopefully funny. Sort of funny.
Mildly. I mean, given the source.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'm going to start off with true or false. All right. These kind of like a test for you again. Okay. Apples, not caffeine, are more efficient in waking you up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
True or false?
That's true. I just read that, actually.
It is true. Yeah. A pack-a-day smoker loses approximately
I don't believe it.
Two
I don't
teeth.
believe it, but it's true.
Pack-a-day. I'm not going to give up the coffee. I'll do both. But yeah, I'm gonna double up. Whoa. All right, a pack-a-day smoker will lose approximately 2 teeth every 10 years. Ouch.
That makes sense.
Send it if you're a smoker. Send us a picture.
Right. Or send us your teeth. No, don't do that. No, please don't.
No, somebody will. That'd be disgusting.
No,
hey, look
don't
what we
do
got in the mail. It's fan mail. No, it's teeth.
Oh.
All right. People do not get sick from cold weather. It's from being indoors more in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
True or false?
I think that's 100% true.
It is true.
Yep.
Only 7% of the population are lefties.
Or Kermit the Frog.
Exactly.
Probably less than 7% are Kermit the Frog.
Yes. Here's one. Babies are born without kneecaps. So that's why they can't walk?
Maybe.
I still haven't got mine.
Right? Just a little toddler.
All right. 40,000 Americans injured each year by the toilet.
40,000?
40,000. True or false?
I think, well, I'm guessing that's true.
It is true, but I want to know what they're doing.
I mean, I personally have been injured by a toilet, but I was a plumber, so.
Oh, that could be trying to work on them. Maybe the lid falls on your head, something like that. All right.
I had one. It was the grossest toilet I've ever seen. It had been, the wax seal had been leaking for Lord knows how long, and it was just absolutely horridly disgusting. And I was trying to scrape away all the build up hard dried gunk around it, which you know what the gunk was. And I was using a screwdriver and it slipped, and I went through all that and then stabbed into the back of my hand.
So you took all that disgusting stuff and put it into your bloodstream.
Under my skin. Man, I ran out of that place as fast as I could, went to the closest gas station and just grabbed a bottle of rubbing alcohol from the counter and went into the bathroom and just started scrubbing that as hard as I possibly could for like an hour.
There's poo on my hand. There's poo on my hand. Yeah, I was there that day. I was standing behind Chuck cheering him on.
You can do it.
That was so painful.
I imagine the guy at the Quickie Mart was like, "What's wrong with this dude?"
Actually, I think if I remember, I grabbed a toothbrush and the rubbing alcohol from the aisle, and I was scrubbing an open wound with rubbing alcohol and the toothbrush.
Wow! All right, your feet are bigger in the afternoon than the rest of the day.
That makes sense.
Yeah. In television commercials, advertising milk, a mixture of white paint and a little thinner, is used in place of the milk.
I always thought it was glue, like Elmer's glue.
Oh, it kind of looks like, like really runny Elmer's glue. But can you imagine the people that are like eating the cereal? That sounds dangerous.
Right? I remember when I was a kid, the HBO, I think it was HBO, used to have these TV shows where they would like go through and examine some of these things. And they did one once on cereal, and it was thinned out Elmer's glue.
Yuck.
Yeah.
All right. Last one I have here. The first Harley-Davidson motorcycle built in 1903 used a tomato can for a carburetor.
Nice.
Yeah. And I would say that all Harley-Davidsons, even today, sound like they're using a tomato can for a muffler.
They say there's 3 things in life that you can guarantee. You're born, you die, and your Harley a leak oil.
Huh. All right, Chuck, your turn.
My turn. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to skip that long one because I don't want to read it all.
Okay.
Why some men have a dog but no wife?
Ooh,
yes. These are good. These are good ones.
Okay.
The later you are, the more excited your dogs are to see you. It's 100% true. Well, no, or the opposite's true. You can walk out and then forget something and then walk right back in, and it's like you've been gone for hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you bring a snack?
Right.
Where's my treat?
Right. Well, that happens with a wife too. Did you bring me a snack? What did you bring me to eat?
Wow, you just threw yourself under the bus. All right.
Dogs don't even notice if you call them by another dog's name. Dogs love it when you leave stuff all over the floor.
It's true.
No. Your dog's parents never visit. Dogs agree that you have to raise your voice to get your point across.
That's true. It's true.
Yep. Dogs find you amusing when you're drunk.
Play.
Mm-hmm. They love to go hunting and fishing with you.
Yeah.
Yep. A dog won't wake you up in the middle of the night and ask, if I died, would you get another dog? Yes. Yes, within a week, probably. We tried. One time we had one dog and it died, and we tried. We're like, we're not going to have any dogs, and that lasted about a month, I think. Yeah. If a dog has babies, you can put an ad in the paper and give them away.
You can't do that when you're married.
Oh,
nope.
As true as that is, I still find it weirdly sad. A dog will let you put a studded collar on it without calling you a pervert. I guess that one really depends on your wife. So.
Ooh, oh, wow.
some are okay with it.
Yeah. All right.
I don't
Cool.
judge. I don't judge.
Cool.
Oh, if a dog smells another dog on you, they don't get mad. They just think it's really interesting.
And the last reason dogs are better than wives?
The last one, if a dog leaves, it won't take half your stuff.
Oh, ouch. Ouch, Chuck. Ouch.
In my case, if it leaves, it would stop taking my stuff outside.
All right. I have the best insults Scott has without swearing. So these are the best insults I can give you, like, say, at a party, Chuck, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. You're a conversation starter, Chuck, when you're not around. Not when you're around, but once you leave.
Oh, my God. Did you hear what he said?
I find the fact that you live this long both surprising and disappointing.
That's what I say about some of my dogs.
I bet your parents change the subject when your friends ask about you. It's terrible, aren't they? This isn't real, Chuck.
Wow.
All right.
I know.
You have the personality of a slightly tilted picture frame.
I like that one.
And this is my personal favorite. How do you not wear a helmet?
How do you just walk around all the time?
All right, I sent you an email loaded with more bad stuff, didn't I?
You did.
All right.
So these are the 5 best toys of all time.
5 best toys of all
time. Are these
time.
the same ones?
Okay.
Are these the right ones? Yes,
Yes,
they are.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, just in time for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can skip the video games or the consoles or the drones. Just get your kid a stick for Christmas. Wired Magazine says this is the best toy of all time. Yeah, they say the stick is a versatile toy. It's a real classic. Chances are your great-great-grandparents played with one, and your kids have probably discovered it for themselves as well. It's a required ingredient for stickball, of course, but so much more. The stick works really well as a poker, a digger, a reach extender. It can also be combined with many other toys from this list and otherwise to perform even more functions. Stick comes in an almost bewildering variety of sizes and shapes, but you can amass a whole collection without too much of an investment.
Oh, these are easy Christmas gifts. I like it.
Easy. Just get your kid a stick or your dog or both.
Yeah, it works for pets
Merry
and
Christmas,
children.
kids.
Yeah.
Next one that works especially well with the stick is a box. Depending on the number and size you have, boxes can be turned into furniture or a kitchen playset. You can turn your kids into cardboard robots or elaborate Star Wars costumes. A large box can be used as a fort or a house, and the smaller box can be used to hide away special treasures. Got a stick? Use it as an oar
for the
and
box.
Your box becomes a boat.
This is again great for animals, especially cats. I can't unpack a box without the cat's eyes getting huge and like standing there waiting for me to kick it over on its side.
Exactly. Even dogs. We had we got a new couch and the cushions came in a box, and the dogs loved that box. It was a nice sturdy box, and we had that box in our living room for over a year. We'd covered it in a blanket and put padding in it, and it became the dog bed.
It's all kinds of fun. That's right.
Yep.
For humans and animals. The next one, this is just more great ideas for me for Christmas gifts. String. Yeah.
Yep. What's that?
Go ahead.
Yep. The most obvious use of string is tying things together, of course. Like your children. You can use it to hang things from doorknobs. Not your children. No, don't do that. Or tie little siblings to chairs or make leashes for your stuffed animals. You can use a string. You can use a string with 2 cans for a telephone, and teach your kids about sound waves, or with a stick to make a fishing pole.
All right.
That you can use out of your box boat.
The next free Christmas gift.
This is a classic in our house. We call them doot doots. Actually, I shouldn't say that. The dogs will attack me. A cardboard tube.
Okay.
Yep. If you happen to be lucky enough to get a large size, the best is probably for whacking things or sword fighting. Granted, the stick is also great for whacking, but the nice thing about a cardboard tube is it generally won't do any permanent damage. Kind of like a Nerf stick, if you will.
Okay.
The cardboard tube comes free with purchase of toilet paper, paper towels, and wrapping paper.
So that's what we did every year as the kids were growing up. You save all the rolls from the wrapping paper, and then we had sword fights.
Do you know how disappointing it is when you get done with the wrapping paper and the tube in the middle is just where they wrap paper up? You ever seen that? When it just unrolls with the paper.
Oh, yeah, that would be really
horrible.
disappointing.
It's
sword.
Really disappointing.
Okay.
But you know, the paper in our house, the paper towel tubes, like I said, we call them doot doots, and all you have to do is stand in the kitchen and go doot doot in them, and you have to watch yourself because the dogs will come flying. Yeah, one of their favorite toys.
All right.
And last but not least, everyone's favorite, dirt.
Dad, you gave me a box of dirt? Yep.
Dirt. There's no getting rid of it, so you might as well learn to live with it. First off, playing with dirt's actually really good for you. It's even sort of edible in the way that Play-Doh and crayons are edible. Some studies have showed that the kids who play with dirt have stronger immune systems than those who don't.
That's right.
What can you do with dirt? It's great for digging and piling and making piles. Need something a little gloopier? Just add water, and presto, you've got mud.
You know, the one problem I see here, though, is the rest of them could be played with in the house, not so much with the dirt and the mud.
That depends on the house.
All right. Just a few, before we wrap up bits and breaks here, a few speeding excuses from Georgia State troopers. All right. So this is a cop who collected these. First one, my speedometer must be wrong or broken. It's a pretty obvious one. Speedometer's off. I had my cruise control set at such and such. These are like way too easy. I like this one, though, telling the cop, your radar must be wrong. Here, I'll be the cop, and you can give the answer. Why were you speeding, sir?
But your radar must be wrong. I wasn't speeding.
Okay, let's try it again. You must. Why are you speeding, sir? I'm on.
Your radar must be wrong.
No, on the next one you were supposed to say.
Oh, the next one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on vacation.
Follow along, Chuck. All right. Why were you speeding, sir?
I was trying to get to a restroom.
Why were you speeding?
Why was I speeding?
Yes.
I'm so confused now.
Because I was going downhill.
I was going downhill.
There you go. Then there's I was almost out of gas. Like speeding would help.
Right?
I didn't know you were there.
I didn't even see you.
I used that one once. I had passed him like 3 times, and then I passed him speeding, and he pulled me over. And I said, well, I saw you the first 3 times. Oh. And the last one, I always drive like this, baby. Shake and bake.
That is not a good way to get out of a ticket.
All right.
But I always commit these crimes.
Do you? All right.
I never get caught.
All right, switching back to our prep sheet, I've got some birthdays for today. These are celebrity birthdays. First up, Bette Midler is turning 77 today. Treat Williams, 71. Charlene Tilton, you might remember her from that TV show Dallas if you're old. She's 64. Comedian Sarah Silverman, 52. David Hornsby from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is 47. Reese Ahmad from Venom and The Night Of is 40. Singer-actress Janelle Monáe from Antebellum, 37. Zoe Kravitz from Insurgent and Divergent is 34. And reality TV star Robert Irwin, just 19. On to history, and we're going to get that from Chuck Ritchie.
All right. In 1885, although the exact date is unknown, the U.S. Patent Office acknowledged December 1st, 1885 as the first day Dr. Pepper was served.
Ooh. It's like medicine.
Right. Do you know where?
No.
For a little bonus?
No, I don't.
That would be, I believe, Dublin, Texas.
Dublin, Texas, Dr. Pepper.
I've been to the factory, and up until recently, you could actually get Dublin Dr. Pepper, which was the original recipe, in a glass bottle.
And wasn't it made by an actual doctor?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna spread that rumor.
Yeah, but recently there was a lawsuit because the Dublin Dr. Pepper factory was actually allowed to operate independent of the actual Dr. Pepper line, which is why you could only purchase it in Texas.
Huh.
And then they started selling online and started shipping outside of Texas. So then Dr. Pepper sued them for breach of contract and lost, and then the factory was shut down. So the original Dr. Pepper is now lost to history.
No. All right.
Yeah, and it was way better than the store-bought modern recipe. So good.
Which isn't that great. Shh. All right.
Right. I'm a Dr. Pepper head, so.
Okay.
1913, Ford Motor Company introduced the first moving assembly line.
Wow.
Yeah. In 1913, the nation's first drive-in gas station opened at the intersection of Balm Boulevard and St. Clair Street in Pittsburgh. Before this innovation, gasoline was dispensed from sometimes awkwardly located pumps at such places as grocery and hardware stores, even some pharmacies.
Go to the pharmacy, get some gas. Huh.
Get your meds, get your gas.
Yeah.
Those are things that shouldn't mix. 1990, British and French workers met under the English Channel, dug a hole large enough to walk through, and shook hands, linking their nations with the Channel Tunnel, otherwise known as the Channel.
Did you know what the French guy said to the English guy?
Oui, oui.
Good guess, but no.
Oh.
That makes you look like an idiot.
I remember this fun one. In 1992, in New York, Amy Fisher was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison for shooting and wounding Marianne Buttafuoco. I always get that name wrong. Within a year, there were 3 TV movies about the case.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
It was so bad. And nobody cared the whole time. They gave him so much attention, but I don't think anybody really cared. Yeah, in 2004, Tom Brokaw anchored his last broadcast of the NBC Nightly News.
Okay.
2001, a Florida man wanted by police for drug possession was arrested when his 15-month-old son accidentally dialed 911. Jacksonville police responded to the call and heard the child crying and kicked in the door. The toddler's father later said he saw police at the door, but was afraid to answer.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2003, a pair of National Guard soldiers were married among the plastic smiling snowmen, lit reindeer, and holiday poinsettias of the Iowa Walmart store where they worked. Met, fell in love. Brett Hamilton and Aaron Sapp were married just days after the bride-to-be received orders signaling a likely deployment to the Middle East.
Oh, well, that's sad. But the beginning of it, really?
Get married in a Walmart. Well, I guess if you're in a hurry, man, you got plenty of seating. You do it in the garden area where there's all the chairs. You got all your seating. There's what usually like a McDonald's or something there. You got your catering.
Yeah, but would people actually show up to the wedding, or would it be like this? Just wondering. Sorry. All right.
Just a heads up to any of my friends listening. If you decide to get married at a Walmart, I will not be attending.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry. In 2014, The Hobbit: Battle of Five Armies and the third Hobbit film, or the third and final Hobbit film, directed by Peter Jackson, premiered in London.
All right.
2019, a newly developed apple that can last a year, the Cosmic Crisp, went on sale in Washington State. I do love those apples. They're delicious.
I've never had a Cosmic Crisp, and that kind of creeps
really
me out that they could last for an entire year.
I didn't know that. I just like them because they're sort of a variation on the one I can't remember. That's the best apple.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Granny Smith. That's my favorite. I like them because they're like so tart and sour. Yeah.
Right. Wait. It'll come to me later.
Okay.
I'll just randomly spit out the name of the apple later in the show.
Awesome. We'll stand by for that.
Right. In 2020, actor Elliot Page, formerly known as Ellen Page, revealed he is transgender.
All right. On to special events for December. There's a lot of them happening this month. It's Lifestyle Wellness Month. MADS, as in Mothers Against Drunk Driving, tie one on for Safety Holiday Ribbon Campaign. It's National Drunk and Drugged Driving Prevention Month. They've had to do that for the 37 states, that made marijuana legal. National Sign Up for Summer Camp Month. What? All right. Safe Toys and Gifts Month. That's right. Remember the toys that Chuck listed, like dirt, cardboard tubes, boxes. Universal Human Rights Month. High Neighbor Month. National Stress-Free Family Holiday Month. Yeah, whatever. To read a new book month and Write to a Friend Month. Who does that?
I write like chat messages on Facebook to my friends. That counts, right?
Yeah. I know a few people still write letters, so it's a good thing, I guess. All right, it's
fun to get them. Every once in a while, I'll have someone send me a letter, and it's always really nice.
Oh, Nice. You get a few of those at the holidays sometimes too.
I had last year when I was in the hospital, I had a cousin write me a letter and send me a care package. It was wonderful.
Cute.
Yeah.
All right. Today's goofy holidays are Eat a Red Apple Day. Not all of them are goofy. Some of them are kind of serious. Christmas Lights Day. Do you have yours up, Chuck?
Not on the outside, no. And we have our tree up, but none of the other decorations
All
up
right.
yet.
Rosa Parks Day, World AIDS Day, and it's Pi Day. Not the math symbol, but actual pi. It's Pi Day. And Pi Day PI is March 14th, just to keep it straight. And it's also a good one for you, Chuck. It's Wear a Dress Day.
Indeed.
All right. Which
You
makes...
know, I'm actually...
Go ahead.
The local the theater here is doing a new play that I'm actually in, and I do wear a dress in that play.
You do?
I do.
Oh.
I do. I'm not gonna give away the storyline, but it's the first and second weekend of February are the productions, and you will see me on stage in a dress.
All right. And what's the name of the play?
It is Love Lies and the Doctor's Dilemma.
All right. And can you give your character's name?
Yep, my character's name is Chris.
Okay.
I play the son of the main character.
All right.
Who is on the on the run from a mafia strongman enforcer guy who is after me for gambling debts.
All right. And you're in a dress. This is awesome, which makes me want to play this sound effect again.
That makes you look like an idiot.
I hope you have a hat on with the dress. All right. Last one here. Number of the day, 30. It's the percentage of jobs in Nevada which are tourism related. 30.
Wow.
All right.
I can see that.
Coming up on the top of the hour, time to wrap up our show with people crazier than us.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah, here we go with the odd news. Always starting off with the news attack, where the first statement is true and the second statement is a bad joke. First bad joke, all Chuck Ritchie. And I don't believe this one. I don't believe it at all.
I believe it. Have you met cats? Well, actually, that's not true. They are pretty smart. Brain studies found that dogs are truly smarter than cats. That explains how they can pee all over fire hydrants and still get to ride on the fire truck.
Huh. All right, brain studies found dogs are truly smarter than cats, yes, but maybe cats are actually smarter. Maybe they're so smart they intentionally flunked the test so they wouldn't be the ones who are made to pull sleds hundreds of miles in the snow. That's what I want. Oh, I can
Work
picture
smarter,
it
not
now.
harder.
A cat mush team.
Yes.
All right.
You know, there are it's not uncommon for entire mushing teams to be made out of standard poodles. that's always a sight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you serious about that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
well.
dead serious. Yeah.
All right.
Poodle teams. That's a thing. Not little ones, but the big ones.
Okay.
Boundless energy.
All right.
So the Christmas cards are starting to roll in. Yep. And may the joy of inflation be with you.
Have you seen the price of Christmas cards?
No, I have not. I'm not a Christmas card sender.
You can pay, pulling a card out of the rack, flip them over and see the price on the back, and you can get cards now like $8.95. I was talking about that with a friend saying, has it gotten to the point where cards are just this colossal waste of money when you could, as Chuck pointed out just a few minutes ago, write a letter?
So I am going to send my parents, there's a special Christmas card this year I'm going to send them. You open it up and it plays a very annoying song. And once you open that card and break the seal, it is impossible to turn it off without then flipping the card over and opening the back to remove the battery. But then once you remove that back, there is spring-loaded glitter.
And that's what you're sending to your parents.
That will spray all over you, yes.
It should have
Absolutely.
a video camera so you can watch
Right?
it. How old are your parents?
They're 73 and 74.
And you think they're going to be able to figure this out?
I would like to see him. I would like to see him try. Although there was a good prank I was going to do last time I was visiting them in August, and I forgot to do it. I was going to put the parental control on their Fox News on their TV, and I forgot. I was so disappointed in myself.
This is rated R.
So disappointed.
Wow, that's
They
good.
would never figure that out.
Oh, here's a good joke online. Becky posted on the Facebook feed. She says, I can't give my kids the stick for Christmas because they'll beat me with it. So I give them the cardboard roll so it doesn't hurt as bad. All right, next one, a French, did you say baguette? Is that correct, the pronunciation?
Baguette?
Baguette.
That's how I would say it.
Has been recognized, it's a pastry, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been recognized for its cultural importance by the UN and for its ability to be used as a weapon in comedy movies.
Yes. The baguette's the long, skinny bread.
Oh, yeah. That's an excellent gag. Yeah. Okay.
It is. It is.
All right.
It's also a sign, any show or movie you watch where someone's grocery shopping, they always have the paper bag with the baguette sticking out of it.
Yep.
That means that person got groceries.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
According to a survey, male nurses are far more macho than the average guy.
Really?
which explains that hot new video game, Call of Duty, Operation Sponge Bath.
Okay.
I think you'd have to be macho to be a male nurse, right?
Because you're going to put up with a lot of jokes like that one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Chuck, if you're high strung, looking for a way to relieve stress, researchers say the card game Bridge can help. I've always said the same thing about strip poker.
It's also an icebreaker at parties. really get to know people.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Researchers say that eating late night damages your memory.
Really?
That's my problem. Yeah, which explains why no one ever seems to remember being the one to eat the last slice of cake.
Or will admit to it. Or even if it's like who ate the last Twinkie? Nobody's raising their hand to that.
You know, we have a weird opposite problem at our house. The last thing never gets eaten. There'll be the last slice of pie or the last piece of cake. No one wants to be the last one to eat the last one. So it always gets thrown out. The last piece of everything.
It's kind of sweet and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. There are now almost 10,000 traffic circles in the U.S. I hate these, especially the miniature ones on 395. Of course, once engineers figure out how to put fast food restaurants around them, we'll see many, many more. Wouldn't that be great? Just circle in, get your fast food. All right, on to the world of wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories because we don't have to. They're totally self-contained, but they might come with a movie sound effect. All right, and you're up, Chuck, again.
Okay. In Florida, a brazen shoplifter strolled out of a Burlington store. That'd be like Burlington Coat Factory?
Yes.
I don't know. On Black Friday with sacks of stolen goods and an array of purses and handbags that were daisy-chained and dragged out of the business. Wow. Someone put a lot of work into that.
Yeah.
The police have surveillance video of the thief, which clearly shows his face, forearm, tattoo, and vehicle.
Shopping for his wife or, well, possibly
Maybe.
himself.
Where did you get that dress? It's awful, and those shoes and that coat. Jeez.
All right, more fun.
When your wife asks you how she looks when you're about to go out, that statement right there is never a good thing.
How do I look, honey?
Where did you get that dress? It's awful, and those shoes and that
coat. Or this one.
The ugly people know who they are.
Also wouldn't go over. All right.
Never.
Woman onto some dangerous aircraft maneuvers. A woman who the FBI said forced a Southwest Airlines plane from Houston to Columbus, Ohio to make an emergency landing in Little Rock, Arkansas on Saturday, said in mid-flight that Jesus told her to open the plane door. Wow. Is that really what Jesus would say? I've seen the bracelet. Right. Witnesses say the 34-year-old walked to the back of the plane where she stared at the exit door. Flight attendant then told the woman to either use the bathroom or sit down. Another flight attendant said the female passenger asked two flight attendants if she could look out the window. And when she received a negative response from the flight attendant, she forced her way past the attendant and began to pull on the handle of the exit door in an attempt to open it at 37,000 feet. Which, by the way, doesn't work because of cabin pressure. All right.
Yeah.
Passenger overheard someone say, "She's trying to open the door." Went to the rear of the plane and helped detain the woman, wrestled her to the ground, but not before she bit the passenger on the thigh and held on.
Ooh.
Huh.
You know, they say there's nothing dirtier than a human mouth.
Yes, that's true. Hold on, I think I got some sound effects for this.
Now, make a wish and take a bite.
Ooh. Make a wish and take a bite. Or perhaps this one.
Even the smallest bite from Arachnus dethicus will instantly paralyze. Oh!
She
That's
bit
one of
him
my
and
favorite
hung
movies.
on like a snake. That's horrible. All right, sorry.
No problem.
All right.
Authorities in Michigan helped a farmer round up 6 emus that escaped and went running loose near a busy road. Authorities said the emus escaped from a farm just outside of Kalamazoo.
Ooh, that's a fun word.
I love that word. I always picture them walking. I picture everyone that lives in Kalamazoo walking around playing a kazoo all the time.
I picture everyone in Kalamazoo carrying a gun because it's got like the highest crime rate in the United States for a small town.
Really?
Yes, really bad. Yeah. All right, here we go.
I hope they have kazoo parades every year. Have you ever seen a kazoo parade? They're fantastic.
No, I wouldn't want to hear one either.
It's a real thing.
Blow like the wind blows, but without all that noise. All right, and a word from the emus.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Yes. Well, maybe not. All right, on to a wedding. A celery stalk sighting in Little Rock came together to help a New Hampshire man find his wife's wedding rings in a 20-ton trash trailer. The hunt for the rings began after Kevin Butler had tossed a napkin into a white kitchen trash bag, not realizing his wife had cleaned the rings and wrapped them in a napkin to dry. After the bag made its way to the local dump, Butler showed up and asked for helping in finding the rings. Transfer station supervisor, why do these guys always do that? Well, we're not too busy here. Let's go dig up some trash and see if we can find what he lost. All right. So the supervisor and his crew reviewed surveillance video to see what time Butler's trash arrived, then used an excavator to start scooping up the trash from the trailer. After about 5 or 6 scoops, they saw a white bag with a telltale clue, celery. Butler said his trash bag had celery stalks in it and could see a bag with the stalks. They started going through the bag, and there was no sign of the rings, but at the very bottom, underneath some carrot and sweet potato peelings, there was a napkin, and the napkin was opened. The 2 rings were found. Oh, yeah, very nice. Yeah.
The ring has awoken. It's heard its master's call.
The ring was made in the fires of Mount Doom.
Because that's the way weddings usually go for me.
Right? I lost my wedding ring. I still don't have another one. Years and years ago, I took it off and I put it on the counter next to the sink in the bathroom, and I cleaned the bathtub because I was using chemicals. I didn't want it under the ring. And then I turned around to put my ring back on, and it was gone. Never found it.
How did it jump out of the bathtub?
No, it was on the counter next to the bathroom sink.
Okay.
And it just disappeared. It wasn't in the trap. It wasn't anywhere. It was just gone.
Wow. Maybe it heard its master's call.
Maybe.
Maybe it was forged in Mount Doom. All right, last story's yours, buddy.
Okay. A reminder that should you decide to choose the occupation of thief, you never want to display your property items, or you never want to display on your property the items that you've stolen. This happened a few years ago in Missoula, Montana, when a man allegedly stole Christmas trees and wreath-making supplies from a local business, then displayed the decorations all outside his home several blocks away. Wow.
I'm so glad thieves are dumb. It makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
All right, some Christmas stuff.
I could feel the Christmas noose beginning to tighten.
Or?
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo.
Or then there's me, who, my personal thing is, every year there's a new style of Christmas light. Like something you haven't seen before on somebody's house or in their yard. Mm-hmm. That's what I like to steal. And then just put it up in my yard right next door.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Because?
That's the Christmas spirit, my little Smurfs.
Hey, then you could see their decorations and say, hey, we must shop at the same store.
Yeah, what happened to yours?
I don't know.
All right. And that's your odd news for Thursday.
I got my 2 hands up. I surrender. Come and lock me up. Here from
Big round of applause for Chuck Ritchie appearing live from his home in Chewela, Washington. Yay, Chuck.
Yay.
And Scott from the very soggy state of Maine. If you saw in the weather, we had like, I'm going to call it a mini hurricane. Because it was 50-mile-an-hour winds. Okay, so that's like a third of a hurricane. And it poured like almost 2 inches of rain in an hour and a half. I mean, yeah, it was crazy looking. I should have filmed it. All right, a couple reminders as we head out the door, and the main one would be that it's First Thursday Art Walk. Streets of Chewela bundled up. Get out there, enjoy beautiful artwork at several locations around town, brought to you by the Trails and Gallery. All right, that's very, very cool. And also on Saturday, it's basically our holiday festival. It's city sidewalks, and you can do shopping. You can attend the winter's version of the Farmers Market. They're going to have Santa Claus. The Arts Guild has brought, not the Arts Guild, the Chewela Creative District has brought in the Grinch and his dog and Cindy Lou from actually out of town, kids. All right. And carolers singing, hot chocolate, goodies, all sorts of stuff. It goes from 10 to 3 on Saturday right here in Chewela. You going to get out and enjoy that, Chuck?
Yes, I am. I believe I'll be helping with the Creative District stuff.
All right. There you go. All right, and to you, keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio, and please have an awesome day. This is KCHW 102.7. Peace out.
Later.
That makes you look like an idiot.
Oh, sorry, you're actually wearing a hat today. I didn't mean that.
What?
It was a joke.
You can do it!
Ring has awoken. It's heard its master's call.
The ring was made in the fires of Mount Doom.
A donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make